Hello, my fellow water signs. I have been wanting to make this video for so long. As a Cancer myself, for some reason on my channel, the water signs get the short end of the stick all the time. I've done an every room is a different zodiac sign video on my channel before, and the randomizer didn't give us any water signs. I have done a full video on my channel for my fellow Cancer friends of me creating an entire house around that zodiac sign. So I'll link that down below if you are interested. But this is gonna be the water sign edition of what homes look like as zodiac signs in The Sims 4. This is a series that I've got going on my channel right now, so I'll link the other ones down below. If you are a water sign and you like your apartment or you don't like your apartment, let me know down below what your style actually is. I try to answer every single comment and I've been loving interacting with you guys for these videos. I'm also gonna link my Twitch down below. I love interacting with my community on there as well. So yeah, let's get into the video. So we're gonna start off with a Pisces, and if you're a Pisces, you fall between February 19th and March 20th. Pisces are really interesting to me. One of the most interesting zodiac signs that I've come across for this build challenge so far. If you are a Pisces, you tend to be compassionate, artistic, intuitive. You may also tend to be empathetic, emotional. A big pattern I noticed with these water signs here is the emotional thing. We are all big balls of emotion, at least I am as a Cancer, let me tell you. One thing that really stood out about a Pisces is they tend to be very spiritual, which is gonna be really fun when it comes to this decor. I'm gonna go kind of like a spiritual boho, but it also says that you lean towards zen, beachy vibes as well. As a water sign, we're gonna see a lot of that beachy kind of aspect in this video. So I'm gonna try and go for like a beachy boho. I'm gonna be using quite a bit of these like debug crystals here. A Pisces might be drawn to kind of things like that in their home. We're gonna be seeing a lot of like lighter tones, maybe a little bit of earthy tones in here. And I'm gonna try and avoid any bold patterns. We're gonna go kind of like simple, but more on the cluttered side, if that makes sense. Obviously, the symbol for a Pisces is the fish, so I do want to include a big aquarium in here somehow, and I find them hard to make work sometimes. So I'm gonna try and play around, see where I can put a freaking big aquarium in here. I have a few options to work with. I do like the spa day one. I feel like that one's a little bit more like modern looking, I guess. I think I'm gonna change the lighting in here too. I want it to be a lot more cozy than the vibe we are giving off right now. So paranormal lighting coming in hot. I might try and use like a few different paranormal items in here. What if I put it kind of like right here? This can be my dining area, and then we'll spin around and do the kitchen like right here. Let's do it. I'm gonna try and put my kitchen back here. I think I'm gonna try and use my island living counters for this. I'm gonna try and use some island living clutter in here as well. I've used my island living. This is actually a dresser over here that I'm kind of using as that end table there. I think it looks good. And then maybe I'll use like an island living end table right there as well. I think I'm gonna try and make these shelves work. They are so hard to pull off, but I feel like they kind of look different and cool. One thing I also read about a Pisces is they value their alone time. So I'm gonna try and make this apartment like a sanctuary, a nice cozy space where they can hang out and just feel the zen vibes. I wonder if that's like a common theme with water signs, because I also tend to really enjoy my alone time. Okay, I think this is gonna be my kitchen there. I've got extra preparation space right there. You can watch TV while you do it. I got a little fishbowl right in there as well. And yeah, I think this is gonna be the home for the aquarium. Might add a little bit more clutter, like right here looks a little bare. So this is what I've ended up with for the Pisces living room slash kitchen. I ended up cluttering up with some island living aspects. I feel like this kind of reminds me of like the Pisces fish. I've got some crystals on here, a nice like spiritual decor. And then over here, my color scheme is kind of like these earthy tones plus like this blue shade, which I think looks really, really cute. Over here, again, our kitchen and our dining. So let's move into the bathroom next. Bathroom, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more blue in here. For my flooring and wallpaper, I didn't really add any, so let's do blue accents in this bathroom. I think maybe the tiny living picture could look really cute. I know it matches that like bath mat. Like this one here, I think could look kind of cute with that. I'm gonna use the same island living curtains that I've been using, maybe a smaller one for that window there. And then for my clutter, I was looking up fish in here, and we have this little thing from Snowy Escape. I don't think it's exactly a fish. I don't actually know what this is, a marimo, but we're gonna put my little marimo aquarium. I think it looks kind of cute, and I'm just gonna put maybe like some towels or something on here. And there is our bathroom all finished. I do like the little hints of blue. Even with the little aquarium, I think that looks cute. So let's finally move into the Pisces bedroom. And I think in here, I'm gonna go a little more on the colorful side. I really wanna get that zen sanctuary spiritual aspect in here. So for my lighting, I think we're gonna use this tiny living lighting. We can do eco lifestyle bed, nice and cozy with those blankets and pillows. Fairy lights make everything better. better, I swear. Don't like your build, add fairy lights. Over here, I'm gonna do a mirror, maybe add a little bit more crystals in here. I feel like the bedroom would be a place where you would probably like keep those. A Pisces also tends to be a little bit more on the musical side, a little artistic. So I think I'm gonna include a record player over here, maybe an easel in the corner. And this is how I'm gonna pull it together. So I've added my little TV over there, a candle, a crystal. I think the crystals look really cute as decor in The Sims. And then over here, we've got these beautiful paintings that I downloaded off the gallery from Surf Chic Creations. Oh, Creation, sorry. This is the one here. This is one of my favorites. But yeah, we've got our crystal shelf over to the side, hanging plants, and I think this is so cozy, so zen. You could literally just hang out in here, do some painting, listen to music. I think it's cute. I think we kind of pulled it together here. So this is the Pisces apartment. Let me know what you guys think as a Pisces. And we're gonna move on next to a Cancer.
What's your sign? What it is? I'm a Cancer. That's right. Body built like wood, like a dancer.
Okay, fellow Cancers. So if you are a Cancer, you fall between June 21st and July 22nd. As I said before, this is my zodiac sign. I fit the description of a Cancer to a T. The strengths, the weaknesses, the personality, I've got it all. I'm literally a walking, talking epitome of a Cancer. Represented by the crab, Cancers tend to be emotional, caring, loving, but very guarded at first. We tend to be sensitive. We tend to also be homebodies. This area here is going to be the platform for the living room. It's going to be very like warm and inviting. Cancers love to spend time with their family and friends, but it's kind of like, and let me know other Cancers if you feel this too, it's kind of like, okay, but you come here. You come to my home so I don't have to leave the house. So I've kind of made this like TV unit here using the cats and dogs end tables and bookshelves. I'm going for kind of like a rustic, traditional kind of cozy vibe. Over here, I'm going to put like an end table there, and I think I'm going to on top, there's these like towels that I think I can kind of like pull off as blankets, so I'm gonna use those. These ones here, I'm gonna try, I mean, I think it looks like a blanket. Over here, I've already kind of started on this island space there, so I'm gonna put that there. They could watch TV while they're hosting. Big dining table, again, good for hosting. And a Cancer also really enjoys like home-based activities, so I'm gonna add an easel. One thing I noticed in the video that I did before about Cancer personality traits is that we tend to be a little bit messy, so I do plan on cluttering this up quite a bit. I think the reason why I'm so messy as a Cancer is I'm just so focused on other things that cleaning sometimes just goes on the back burner a little bit. Like after I'm done cooking, I just want to go and hang out with my family, so you know, she tends to get a little bit messy. I think I'm gonna use this nice big circle coffee table from The Sims 4 Island Living. Again, a lot of island living. This is a really big living room. This is probably the biggest one in all of the zodiac signs that we've covered so far. And then I'm gonna flip around and do the kitchen. So apparently the room that Cancers might tend to spend the most time in is the kitchen. We're gonna go soft with the colors, soft pastels. So country kitchen about to shine. One of my favorite items in the whole game, and I feel like I don't use it enough, is this thing here, which I'm actually gonna put over top of my island. I've used this outdoors and I've used this indoors, and I feel like it just kind of adds, I don't know, this really cool looking element to my homes that I really like to use. Over here, I think I'm gonna just turn this little closet into like a laundry area, kind of just like that, and we're gonna clutter up the rest of the home, and we're gonna move into the bathroom. So after cluttering and everything, this is what we ended up with for the living room, the dining room, the kitchen. Very open concept in this Cancer home here. Again, using some custom art. I love this like front hallway area, and I use these little blanket slash towel things as well. It just looks so homey in here. I love it. I feel like I could just kind of like move right in and feel right at home. A little cleaning laundry hamper area over there, and yeah, I think it looks so cute. We're gonna move into the bathroom next. I think I might go seasons with my bathroom items in here. Maybe we'll do bathtub and shower. Nice little mirror on the side there. Should we go like full seasons with this? This is looking a little bit darker than I kind of wanted, but I think it might be a nice contrast. The rest of the house is pretty bright so far, so maybe this is gonna work. So this is what I ended up for my bathroom. Again, yeah, kind of went for like the darker, like it looks like a fall inspired bathroom. I I don't know how I feel, but yeah, I'm gonna move on to the bedroom next. So over here, I've kind of built this platform for my bed, and I'm using these Snowy Escape columns quite a bit. I use them over here for the corners of my walls, and I've also used them above the island piece here. So I'm just gonna put those there, and we are gonna put my bed on this cute little platform. I think I'm gonna use the cats and dogs bed for this because I want to go ahead and use those end tables that I used in the TV unit before. These ones here, that rustic kind of look. Tell me how we are still glitching with these freaking platforms. I feel like it's been forever since they came out. I'm gonna use some nifty knitting stuff in this bedroom, I think. I want to kind of get another home-based activity that isn't just painting. Then on this side, I'm kind of vibing with Laundry Day's like storage units here, so I think I'm gonna put some of those together, maybe like these two, and I could even like put a TV over top of that. Cute. Okay, Laundry Day kind of coming through with that like rustic vibe. Let's do a little guitar here. And with all of the clutter, this is what we got for our Cancer bedroom. So we've got the knitting stuff over here, nice little cozy knitting corner. Candles, of course, by the bed. This picture I loved so much I had to make like a big focus of this room. And yeah, this is what we got for our Cancer apartment. So we are finally gonna move on to Scorpio. So for every video I've done so far, there's been one sign that I'm kind of most nervous about for each zodiac element, and the Scorpio was it. For this video, Scorpio was the one I was most nervous about, but I think we're gonna pull it off. I'm excited. So if you're a Scorpio, you fall between October 23rd and November 21st. If you are a Scorpio, you tend to be brave, passionate, bold, determined. Just like the other water signs, you might be emotional and fierce. A Scorpio can sometimes come off as intimidating because of their calm and cool features, and they tend to be kind of mysterious. So for this decor, I'm gonna go a little bit darker. Apparently, the power color of a Scorpio is black, and the go-to style here is going to be industrial. I have to show you guys this trick that I've been using on stream a lot lately. It looks really good with industrial builds or even like outdoor patios. So I want to do like hanging lanterns or make my own hanging plants. So the Sims 4 Snowy Escape comes with this like rain chain here, which I didn't really have a use for. I've never really used it that much in my builds, but if you go into lighting and we can find some of these lanterns, like these look really good raised up and kind of like hung on there. You could do it with the Seasons lantern. You could do it with the Jungle Adventure one. Backyard Stuff also has one. Cats and Dogs, you could try and use that one there. You can also try and hang some plants. So the one that I found that works the best, this paranormal one here, I think I also posted this on Twitter. So if you just like put that on there and make it seem like it's connected right onto that chain, look how freaking cool that looks. So over here, I'm gonna do the dining room. I don't know what it is about these support beams that I've been using lately, but I love how they look inside. Okay, so I'm gonna do a dark black rug right underneath that dining room table there. Ooh, maybe Jungle Adventure with this like big storage unit here. I love the handles on there. I feel like that gives kind of like the mysterious industrial vibe that I'm going for. I don't know if that makes sense. Ooh, you know what could actually be even cooler? What if I did, instead of this like wall piece here, just like a little wall divider from Eco Lifestyle? That's kind of fun. Okay, this is really, really cool. Let's do the kitchen over here. So I'm gonna be using stainless steel kitchen appliances here. I might also even use these base game counters. I feel like they're gonna kind of look good. These are hard to pull off sometimes, I find, but I think they're gonna fit this vibe. So we can even wrap this kitchen all the way around the side. Nice big kitchen here. I wonder if we can even fit an island. I think I'm even gonna use the matching counters. I want it to be kind of like a full kitchen over here, but maybe just to there, because I kind of want to put up like a picture or something like right over on this side. Okay, what about that right there? That looks really cool. I think for my lighting, I'm gonna use these from Laundry Day again. I kind of feel like when you're doing like an industrial build or even like a hipster style build, the exposed light bulbs look really, really nice. Okay, there's the essentials. Let's clutter this up, and then we're gonna move into the bathroom. So this is what we ended up with for the living room over here. Added some extra clutter, a shelf with some custom art. Look at these. I'm so obsessed. I'm gonna be using these a lot in my builds, I think. Those rain chains, our dining room over here, and for our kitchen, this is kind of the clutter that I went with. I actually really love this over here, these spa day like wall plants with the kitchen essentials kind of like hanging down. I feel like that kind of turned out really cool. And then over here, for my hallway, I just used, again, those base game. They have this like collection in base game, this like industrial kind of thing. So I used that. Again, some nice custom art from Surf Chic Creation. And over here, this end table from Fitness Stuff, which I feel like matches the aesthetic in here pretty well. So let's go ahead and do the bathroom. So I've kind of added this like platform here, same as in the living room. I'm gonna put my bathtub up on that. We're gonna use Get Together bathtub up here, I think. We've got one of these like industrial things again from Sims 4 base game. I kind of want to use Fitness Stuff in here for the bathroom. Ooh, that sink Sims 4 base game mirror there, nice and industrial looking. Should I go for it and do the rain chain thing again for the lighting in the bathroom? I'm gonna do it, screw it. So this is what we ended up with for the bathroom. Again, the rain chains. I used this plant here from base game this time. I think that turned out kind of cool. And then over here, I added a shower. We've got these from Get Together. Huge, bold statement piece from the gallery. Again, Scorpios, we're gonna see a lot of these statement pieces, a lot of this boldness. And I'm kind of pulling together a lot of this like harsh elements, like the metal and stuff, with a little bit of like cozy element as well. So we got the fur rug, and I think that's gonna like soften it up a little bit. Let's go move into finally the bedroom. So Scorpio's colors are generally black and red, and I've kind of avoided like making the entire apartment just strictly black and red, but I think I'm gonna go all out for this bedroom here. So City Living has this black and red garage door, which I love. I think that looks really cool, and we're gonna try and do this like tastefully. I feel like black and red is really hard to like pull off without making it look too over the top. That's why I'm not doing my walls red or anything. I'm just using that red brick. Do the paranormal rug here, a nice bold pattern under there. I think I'm gonna do my dresser right here. So for over here, this is a base game dresser, but I find it kind of like boring on its own. So I added this eco lifestyle shelf on top. Our mirror, again, that industrial style mirror from base game. And up here, I'm using Sims 4 City Living light bulb, weird like industrial lamp. Pulling it all together. I kind of want to add like a fireplace in here and maybe like a full like living room. We don't have a TV in the living room outside of the bedroom, so I think I'm gonna do a TV in here and like a full like seating area. This is also another piece that I've been loving from Get Together. It's freaking massive. If you shrink it down, I feel like it looks like a really nice like statement piece clock. So finally, this is the Scorpio bedroom. I feel like this build looks so cool. Like I don't know if I know a Scorpio, but now I want to meet one after this build. I would love to like hang out here. I feel like it looks so cool. Seating area over here, nice big TV, nice and cozy with the candles. And yeah, this is what we ended up with for the Scorpio apartment. Let me know what you guys think. I think this Scorpio one is by far my favorite one of the entire series so far. If your sign matches your apartment or if your aesthetic is completely different, let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.